Yo, it's your boy YoungMully. Now check this shit out, gang. Manchester United season got done this weekend if it wasn't already cancelled. At the moment, they really are going outside, and at this point, they don't even look like they will be finishing in the top 6, let alone the top 4. They just drew with Leicester 1-1 at Old Trafford, and let's be frank, it was an abysmal performance. Now, there are many problems at Manchester United, but one of them, since Sir Alex Ferguson actually retired, is hiring the right manager. They have hired 5 different managers since Sir Alex retired, and it's safe to say all of them have been bummed so far. Now, this shit ain't nothing new. Before landing on Sir Alex Ferguson 100 years ago, Manchester United actually fired 4, 5, 6 managers back to back, and during that dark time, they actually even got relegated, and they went through a hardcore league title drought. And fast forward by 25 years, it looks like history is repeating itself. Now, according to our trusted journalist Fabrizio Romano, Mauricio Pochettino and ETH, and no, I'm not talking about Ethereum, I'm talking about Erik Ten Hag, are among the favorites to take over Manchester United, with many sources claiming actually Ten Hag is the favorite at the moment. And as y'all already know, Manchester United fans, aka the Old Trafford Chips, are excited and gassed about Erik Ten Hag, especially after watching Ajax fuck up Real Madrid about 4 years ago. Now, the question is, who is Ten Hag? And most importantly, is he ready for a job like Manchester United? Erik Ten Hag was born in Hoogbergen in Netherlands, and as a youngin he was obsessed with football, and as his mom describes, he worked his ass off to be a football player. As a 7-year-old, his mom recalls, he once played 3 games straight. He came home once, tired as fuck after running for hours. He just came home and vomited straight up. This just shows you how much he was dedicated to be a footballer since he was a youngin. Now, Ten Hag had an average playing career, something like Klopp, nothing special, played with Utrecht and with FC Twente amongst them, with his major trophy being the KNVB Cup with FC Twente. Now, Ten Hag retired at the age of 32 in 2001, and right after, he went straight into management. 10 years into his retirement, he was appointed as the head coach of Go Ahead Eagles, a team in the 2nd Dutch division, and he led them to their first ever promotion in 17 years. He was actually hired by Mark Overmars, and these two would go on later to work together in Ajax. Anyways, y'all, after that success with the Go Ahead Eagles, Bayern Munich came up calling, and he went to Bayern Munich for 2 years where he was the coach of the Bayern 2nd team, working directly with Pep Guardiola. And this shit was followed by 2 years with Utrecht where he was the head coach. Now, this is where shit gets interesting. In 2017 December, he gets hired by Ajax as a full-time coach. In his first full year, he wins the Dutch League, and in the Champions League, Ajax knocks out Real Madrid and Juventus, taking Ajax to the semis of the Champions League for the first time in 17 years. However, in the second leg against Tottenham in the semis, Ten Hag and Ajax let a golden chance slip up to go to the final of the Champions League. They were actually leading 3-0 on aggregate with 40 minutes to go at home, only for Lucas Moura to score a hat-trick, including a 96-minute winner, and thus eliminating Ajax from the brink of a Champions League final for the first time since 1995. In his first full season, he won the double, and that is the Dutch League and the Dutch Cup. In his second full season, the domestic league got cancelled due to Corona, while in his third full season, he won again the Dutch League and the League Cup. For the second time in 3 years, Ten Hag did a double with Ajax. And this season, he looks like he finna win his 3rd league in a row because they are currently leading the Eredivisie. Now, gang, in Europe, things have been a little bit different for Erik Ten Hag. Since taking Ajax to the semis, the homie has been catching a few L's, because in his second full season, he got eliminated from the group stages in the Champions League, and when Ajax dropped to the Europa League, they got eliminated in the first round, the round of 32. In his second full season, the same exact shit happened again. They got eliminated from the group stages of the Champions League again, and they went to the Europa League, but this time they managed to reach the quarterfinals of the Europa League, where they got slapped by none other than FC Roma. Now, this year at least, they managed to pass the group stages, but they got humbled by a mediocre Benfica side at home. Now, Erik Ten Hag is the fastest manager to win 100 games for Ajax as well, and on top of this shit, he plays an attacking football that many people fuck with. Ten Hag has been credited with some development of some players like Frenkie de Jong and De Ligt, and if y'all seen Haller, if y'all remember him, the homie was looking hella trash at West Ham, but since coming to Ajax he looks like a different player and he was amongst the top scorers of the Champions League. To name a few other players that have benefited by the influence of Erik Ten Hag is Donny van de Beek, David Neres and Dusan Tadic. Now, the question is this shit enough to make him a Manchester United manager? One of the top 5 biggest jobs in the world of football? Now, first thing first, the Dutch League is the Dutch League. If motherfuckers call the French League aka the Uber Eats aka Farmers Delivery League, where does this leave the Dutch League, which is miles apart from the French League? And second, let's take a look at another manager who had a similar trajectory, Frank de Boer. Now, I don't know if y'all remember Frankie, but Frankie won 4 back-to-back league titles with Ajax, something Ten Hag hasn't even done. And in that process, Liverpool were so impressed by his achievement in a short time with Ajax, they actually pulled up on him and asked him to take over. But Frankie was so gassed, he even turned them down. Once he gave the Eredivisie enough whooping, he pulled up to Inter Milan. And I kid you not, he lasted 85 days with Inter Milan before he got sacked. He left Inter Milan in the 12th position, eliminated from the group stages in the Champions League. The next suckers to try their luck was Crystal Palace. They hired Frankie in 2017 and he signed a 3-year deal with the South London club. But the homie was sacked, this time at a record pace of 10 weeks when Crystal Palace lost their first 4 league games matches of the season without scoring a single goal, thus becoming the first team in 19 years to have begun a top flight season in such way. Now, since this fuckery, De Boer went to USA where he coached Atlanta, where again he was underwhelming before trying his luck again with the national team of Netherlands and getting the sack yet again. It's safe to say Liverpool dodged a bullet at that time. Louis van Gaal won the Dutch League with AZ Alkmaar. I don't know if I pronounced this motherfucker correctly, but anyhow, this was just a couple of seasons before Manchester United snatched him up from the national team of the Netherlands. At that time, Louis van Gaal was sacked by Bayern Munich and twice by Barcelona. But since he won the Dutch League with AZ, everybody were on his dick, saying this guy is back, he reinvented himself. But anyways gang, those are just examples to show you the vast gap between the Dutch League and the Premier League. Ajax are the biggest team in the Netherlands, and the team with the biggest budget. And on top of this shit, Ajax not only snaps up all the major talents in Netherlands, but they cap all major talents all over Europe. Zlatan with being a good example. This is something similar to what Bayern Munich does in Germany. So winning the Dutch League with Ajax is the bare minimum at this point. And it's safe to say Ten Hag, apart that first season where he took Ajax to the semis of the Champions League, he's been mediocre in Europe, including the Europa League. The Champions League is asking too much of Ajax and Ten Hag with their budget. But in Europa League, at least he's expected to do some shit. Having said this though, does this mean he will not be successful with Manchester United? Hell nah. He could turn into a demon in Old Trafford and he might be the best decision United have made. But the question should be, is this a risk Manchester United can't afford to take at this stage? It's been 9 years since they challenged or won a major trophy. This year they already acted indecisive when Ole got beat by Liverpool 4-0 at Old Trafford. They dallied around and missed out on Conte. Tottenham were decisive, they fired Nuno, they went and got Conte, and at this point they look like more likely to finish in the top 4 than Manchester United. And not finishing in the top 4 for Manchester United this season means they will probably lose Ronaldo as well. And that's just the half story. On top of this shit, they will be at a disadvantage in the transfer market as well, because they will not be offering to the players a Champions League football next season. So can Manchester United afford to make another managerial mistake? And is Ethereum ready for the job like Manchester United? Or does he need more tests in a harder leagues before finally taking over a job like Manchester United? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box. It's your boy YoungMully. Let's subscribe. It's lit.